Welcome. Oh, it's been a little minute since I've met with you here. Let me pull you in a little closer. Let me make sure we can. Wow. The sun's coming in right there. Just peeking over the edge. God, it's beautiful. So this is a real, I don't know. We're doing it for real. Maybe like, see this beautiful plant behind me? She's going to be a friend, going to kind of be there with us to guide. What's going on here? What if I did? Does that help us at all? Not really. Wow. All right. I love this hammock. What are we doing today? We're watching a squirrel. God, there's so many possibilities. They've done like research about options, like having options, and like how people feel about having options. And mostly what I've read about is from like grocery stores and shit. That like back in the day, there was like Ragu was doing research about what kind of pasta people liked, what kind of pasta sauce people liked, and it turns out that people have their favorite, but everybody likes it their own way. You should watch for squirrels and birds back here because this is the spot where a lot of like birds come to meet, and like squirrels run up and down this line. So keep that in mind. You can watch for them. They're part of the process. Ragu was like, what kind of sauce do people like? And it turns out people like all sorts of different things. They like to have choices. And then cereal companies were like, we could press wheat and corn mush into any kind of shape and put sugar on it in any configuration. And now there's 20,000 kinds of cereal. Somewhere in between there is the possibility that I want. There is a possibility that I actually want. Like picking your favorite jarred salsa, or picking your favorite cereal. There's like things that are available in the world, and then there's what we choose. And like the choice and the availability, they're like related, but like there's nothing in particular we have to do, right? There's nothing we have to do in this world other than, be alive. I don't feel like anybody asked my permission to bring me in. I can't help but think that I have to consent to it. That there's some sort of like allowing and consent I have to give in order for it to feel living, the fact that no one asked, the fact that no one offered, there was not like a hey, do you want this particular life? Kind of sit me down. Hey, this is what it's going to be like. Do you want that? That doesn't mean I can't enjoy it. And it doesn't mean that there's something in particular that I'm supposed to be doing. Me, whenever there's nothing in particular that I'm supposed to be doing, I tend to just do what I was already doing. I'm tired of that. I want to do something different. So I'm going to go through my little workbook that I've got. I made a workbook. I'm going to pull it up for you, and we're going to kind of go through it together. I say go through it together. I'm going to do what I need to do. this is about a rough start. This is about starting before you know. This is just doing it, not waiting to be ready. just doing it. So here we go. We're going to allow possibilities. Oh, we're going to allow possibilities. This is my journey to allow possibility. You see this? This pretty little leaf. I took this picture. This little flower bud thing is all... There's all these little articulations where something is coming. This is a guided system to help understand emotions, reclaim energy, and make decisions that actually feel right. Hi, I'm Asha Deepal. I'm your guide to creating possibilities. I don't know how to do any of this. I don't know how you're supposed to do any of this, but I do know how it's done. So I've got all my evidence-based practices here I still keep forgetting. These little worksheets that I'm going to work through, I made them because I was working through it with clients and we needed some ground, because I also spiral out about this stuff. This workbook is a get out of shame free card because forgetting and remembering these things is part of the sweetness of life. It does feel bittersweet to forget these things, but it's really sweet to remember. Okay. This is the part that I didn't know if I was going to put in the workbook at first, this how to get started thing, because the truth is you've already started. Like I've already started this process that I'm bringing you in on. This is week 3 of a program for me, but like it's week 3 of 2 weeks ago I said I wanted to change, and so I just decided that it's time to change. So if you haven't started, if you feel like you need to get started on something, we could take a moment. We could take a moment right now. I'm going to take a moment to let myself start something new. And you can come with me if you want to. Okay. So the words on the screen are like, congratulations, you've already started, so we don't need to worry about how to get started. It is enough to simply start from your own good intentions. Maybe you want to understand emotions or make tough decisions. We're going to name some feelings that we have starting this process. Now, you can follow along with me if you want to get this workbook. It's $15 on my website. You can follow along with me. I'm gonna do this down here. Good God. Oh, good. Simply start from your own good intentions. So what are my good intentions? I want to relax. That's for sure. I want to feel better about what I'm doing. I want to feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I had this good intention whenever I started my journey. I had good intentions when I started my life. I had good intentions for myself, and the world has changed, and I need to change, and there's a lot of things that are possible, and I'm scared of a lot of them, but I have good intentions for myself. So I'm going to name some of the feelings that I'm having as I start this process, okay? You can follow along with me if you want. I noticed that as I was writing I feel over and over, I didn't want to say that anymore. That I wanted to switch from saying I feel hopeful and creative, or I feel like I can do this, to just I can do this. Just kind of naming the feelings. It shifted a little bit. The research shows that being able to feel a shift as it's happening is the thing that helps things move. That whenever people can't feel a shift as it's happening, they don't know that it's happened. And so they'll keep trying to get something to happen that's already happened, and it feels really frustrating. So I just noticed that shift. And that feels good. So whenever I notice the shift, I've also kind of already started, and so that's what each of these little boxes is for. So like now that I've kind of felt this shift, we're going to talk about self-pacing, because I can stay in this process of naming my feelings as I start this process. But I could also get stuck there. I could get stuck just naming my feelings. So I'm going to let myself move forward because I feel like it. But also know that I can go back and name some more feelings if I have some. Oh, right. I feel excited. I also noticed that I started out feeling kind of tired and scared, like this is kind of a nerve-wracking process or whatever. But that like just naming that, I didn't have to deal with that or process that, because immediately afterwards were some better feelings, some more confident, hopeful feelings. And that's like a really normal part of this process, that whenever you turn on the feelings, it's kind of like if you shut them off for a while, it's like a water line that you shut off for a while. You just turn it on and it'll kind of flush out, but then it starts to flow. So that's what the self-pacing is about. And I just needed to remember. This workbook is full of evidence-based practices that can help you get through whatever you're stuck on, and each section is designed to address stuck feelings in different ways. We don't have to finish every page. Like, if I just started this and I was feeling happy and proud of myself, there might be a thought that comes in that I was like, oh, I need to do my dishes, or I need to go to the bathroom, I'm hungry, or whatever. In this process, I have water and I have a snack and I have what I would need for bodily needs if something were to bodily stop me from doing this process. I have accommodated those needs, and you should too. It's kind of the whole point of addressing the stuck feelings. If I feel stuck in a process, it's probably because I need something. So we've already started, and that counts. This part that I'm doing now is that have a compassion for yourself in the process. We gain nothing by going fast. Working through this workbook and like going ahead and like making sure to fill out every little box, that's not the point. The point is to do it. So that's why I'm going slow. Oh man, every year they come through and they pull off all the, I think it's English ivy. English ivy is persnickety, and you gotta deal with it in a particular way. And there's some that's over by the fence that I'll like pull it off and push it back every once in a while. But I'm just seeing the little tender coming up to the house. They've made it underneath all the dirt or whatever. Letting your attention be drawn by things that catch your attention is part of the process. We gain nothing from going fast. So I'm gonna name where I feel this stuff in my body. Some people like to draw. If you like to draw, good news, that's coming. You can draw in this little box. I would never say you can't. But I also I'm a pretty like in my brain cognitive kind of person, so words come really easily to me. So I'm gonna write it with words. Sometimes your words aren't in your hands. Sometimes the words in your hands are shapes or memories or images. So start with noticing where in your body you feel the feelings you listed above. and then like express that somehow. I gotta go back up. So the tired and scared is kind of like forehead and tummy, like upper tummy. But then whenever I feel like the space between that, it feels hopeful and creative. So that's like front body, my face. It makes me smile. So there's this like tension in my cheek and jaw that feels uplifting. Oh man, I used to always try to figure out like why I feel the way I feel. Like whenever I felt happy, I'd be like, what am I feeling happy about? And then I noticed that I would be like, oh, I feel happy because this is pretty, or because of this thing in the present moment. And something in me was like, it's not about those things. This feeling is the point. I wanted to feel happy, and so I am. I feel proud of myself. Yeah. That's one that I listed down. That piece of understanding yourself. Being willing to be surprised by intimate relationships is like an important part of it. Like thinking that you know your partner so well that they can't ever change makes them feel stuck, right? Thinking that you know yourself so well that you're already doing everything you could possibly do sometimes makes me feel stuck. It makes me feel like I can't do anything else, and that's not true. um, yeah, it's just not true. There's so much more that I'm able to do. The understanding myself piece, like, doesn't matter if we understand. We're in Aries season right now. Does it matter if we're understood? I don't know, but I'd like to. I don't know. There's this whole thing like TikTok, the algorithm can tell whenever I'm hungry or sad. It can tell. And I didn't tell it. I didn't write out, hey, TikTok, I'm hungry. Show me. I didn't say that. It can tell by my behavior. It can tell by how I'm interacting with it, what I'm feeling. Therefore, I must be able to tell. There must be some sort of understanding I could have about myself. More than one ingestion is using. Send one stream to. What does that mean? Oh, can I do this? What does that mean? Error. More than one stream. More than one ingestion is using the primary URL. What's happening? Let me text my husband, make sure he's not using my make sure you're not using my YouTube right now. I don't know what that error message means. Let me look this up. I'm getting it. Okay. Main reason why this message appears is that you currently have multiple streams that use the same key, one on the stream tab and one on the manage tab on the left hand side. What does that mean? Open Studio. Okay. Hello? Okay. Okay. That, that looks like it fixed it. Okay. That fixed it. Okay, going back to it. There we go. All right. So we've been self-pacing. Yeah, understanding yourself. You gotta, oh man, you gotta figure out if this is worthwhile to you. Because the truth is, what if it doesn't matter? What if you don't care? If you don't care about understanding yourself, this process is not going to go very well. You have to it has to be interesting to you. Um, there's this idea that there's certain things that are certain feelings that are more true about you than other feelings, like um, like that being scared is not a primary feeling, or feeling fear and as a perpetual state of being, or being permanently anxious or permanently depressed. We don't often think of those as being genuine states, but being proud of yourself or feeling happy or whatever, those more positive things, we do talk about those as being genuine states. And understanding what's true for you whenever you truly feel afraid of something, or you truly feel sad about something, you truly feel this way, and it's not just a narrative, and it's not just a story that you're telling yourself over and over again. That's what the understanding is for, to be able to tell the difference between this sucks for me and I can't do anything about it right now, or this sucks for me and I want to do something about it. And being able to understand what you want to do about it, that's kind of tricky. It's really tricky. It's hard to understand what you want to do about it, because what can you even do? I was raised in a political climate where you could talk to your representatives. You would call their offices, or write them emails, or send them letters, or whatever, and they would respond to you. And it's that process still happens now, but it doesn't do anything. There's an old Turkish phrase, saying that when there's clowns in the palace, doesn't make it a circus, or doesn't clowns in the palace doesn't make them king. It makes the palace a circus. And that's kind of where I feel like I'm at these days, that real life, regular life is so absurd and ridiculous. I can't just keep going along with it. I can't just keep walking along as though the version of reality that they're telling me about is the only way to see it. That's crazy to me. I understand this. There's some understanding happening. So now that I've gotten started, I've kind of felt this tension uplift. I feel a little bit better. I feel like I could actually do something. And I'm keyed into where I feel it in my body. That means we're going to start off with the relationship with you. We start here when something feels off, because it helps to know what's actually true first. This kind of turned on the flow and got it started. But just the fact that we're here, the fact that we looked at the journey to allow possibilities and we were like, yep, let's do it. That means that we're already past the start. So, we're getting started. Or start here when something feels wrong in your life, your community, or the world. If you've been trying to hold it together and fix what's broken, it's time to take a pause without judgment. Before deciding what to do, it helps to know what's true. So we're going to write down some things that feel true, including things that are bothering you, the impact of cultural or systemic issues. Just write down some stuff that's bothering you, having an impact on you, you know? I had a tough day yesterday. That's definitely having an impact on me. This is not a sponsorship for Ground News, but if you wanted to sponsor me, I would take it. Ground News is my answer to getting off of scrolling social media for my headlines. I'm going to write down some of the headlines I've been following on there because they are not happening inside of my body. Like Iran is not. This is not Iran. Iran's a wonderful place, but this is not Palestine, you know? The internet is having an impact on me. Global connected. No, this expectation for global connection. Used to, you only had to worry about the expectations of people who were like immediately in your vicinity, the people who could see you and talk to you. But now you kind of have to deal with the expectations of like everyone in the world who has access to the internet, which is becoming thought of as more and more of a human right these days. Does it just not like me sharing my screen? What's the problem? I fixed it last time. I don't know, man. Okay. We're back. Oh man. Now that I've kind of like turning on this flow kind of makes this box flood in. Things that are bothering me, the impact of systemic and cultural issues. Like it's not that I have money problems, I'm just annoyed about like this thin veneer of cash on everything that I own and do. Every movement, every breath, everything that I'm doing kind of feels like there's cash involved, and it frustrates. It's bothering me. It has an impact on me. So, why are we doing it like this? This process isn't about positive thinking. It's an evidence-based practice for recognizing what's real to you. This next page that we're going to go to is from focusing.org and the 6 steps. So whenever I get to that part, I'm going to kind of let us come off of those pages and just sit together. But the first thing that's most important is we gotta figure out what's having an impact on us. Does racism impact you? Does sexism impact you? Is there like gender-based violence? Is there like transphobia really bothering you? You gotta list out all the things that are bothering you every once in a while. And it doesn't have to be bad things. Like yesterday was tough for me. I had a hard day yesterday. That doesn't mean that it was bad. I'm not going to fix it or do anything. It's just bothering me, you know? Oh, man. I have a big family. And there was someone in my family that I love a lot. Their partner ended their own life. And for a couple months before they ended their own life, they had a calendar where they would pull it out and write down every time it rained. Because every time it rained, it was always right after they had done something or right like on the day that they were planning to do something. And they just noticed that the rain kept interrupting their life. And it made them feel like the world was against them. And the world's not against you. It's just rainy. The world is not against you. There's clowns in the palace. The world is not against us. We remember that. The world is just here. I am a part of it. I was born here. I don't know. My family has this this saying where they'll say that the world doesn't owe you anything, and that's fine. I'm fine with the world doesn't owe you anything, but I think for me that there's another side to it. That it's not that the world owes me anything. It's that I was born here. I am here. I take up the space that I occupy. You know, I have to have food every day, just like everyone else. I have to have, a place to sleep at night that's safe and warm and comfortable like everybody else. I have to have water and clean air. Like I need things the same as everybody else. Making space for myself makes space for everyone else. But if I don't try to eat the good food or have a nice place or do what I'm supposed to be doing, then that means that there's a creature on the planet who's not getting what they need. And I'm only in charge of getting this creature on this planet what it needs. So yesterday was tough. And there's transphobia, and the internet is insane, and there's this expectations of global whatever. And all of that's happening, and I'm still alive, and I think that's a good thing. Okay. Once you can name what's true, you've already started to change it. So this is interrelationship focusing. I'm actually going to change the zoom on this. Page fit. There we go. Oh. Well, we might zoom in a little bit. There we go. This is interrelationship focusing. When I learned this, it changed my life. I felt feelings that I had never felt before because there was no rational explanation for them, and my parents don't feel them. So I had just never encountered the feelings inside my own body before I learned this. Again, this is from focusing.org/6 steps. I'm going to talk about it a little bit because I like to, and it's my stream. And I hope that you do it. I hope that you don't get intimidated by it and give up. I was very intimidated by it. I'm saying intimidated because I realize now how powerful it was, but I also thought it was corny. And I now know that whenever I think something is corny or stupid or childish or petty, it's usually because I'm intimidated. Because there's something going on there that I don't understand. And whether or not I think it's worth understanding determines how my attitude to it. For the longest time, I did not think that I was something worth understanding. I thought that being misunderstood was just kind of how I was going to go through the world, and I needed. You can do that. It's a thing. Figuring out how to be okay with being misunderstood is a journey. As a journey, you can go kind of allow the, but I already feel misunderstood, and I'm okay. I would actually like to be understood, and that starts with understanding myself. So if I don't understand, I can't help anybody else. Oh man, there's also a very real way where the feeling of being understood happens to me so naturally. Let me come out here. Be like, yeah, hi. Being understood comes very naturally to me out here. None of these are trying to tell me about their inner world. None of the squirrels want to know my thoughts about it. They don't have any questions for me at all. And I love that. Oh. Sometimes it's hard to take a beat and get to know yourself a little bit. I never had before I went to grad school counseling, which should tell you what you need to know about the counseling industry. You are not like required to get therapy whenever you're in school, and so you could just go through life thinking that you know the right way to be, and then get a certification and then tell other people how you think they should be. And that's like a valid career path that plenty of people go down. You actually don't have to be right. You know that? Did you know that as a grown up, you don't have to be right? And being right is actually like not a significant part of adulthood. Oh man. A lot of people get started with meditation, Vipassana, Zen, Buddhism, and it starts with Vipassana, which is a practice. I don't think I have the time for that. I don't think I have the time or the stamina or the wherewithal to do all that. And he was like, okay, what was your screen time yesterday? And pull up my phone, and I had like, I don't know, 2 screen time. I'd been driving, so I used my map. I'd been, reading something for something, so I'd use my Kindle. And he was like, okay, pull your meditation time from this. And I was like, I was doing stuff the whole time. And he was like, yeah, you were. So it was this back and forth of like miscommunication, not understanding. I was misunderstanding what was going on, and he was trying to like gently guide me to something that I couldn't even see was there. I had this big beautiful window that I sat down in front of, and I just sat there. Had a little timer, and it didn't play any music because you're not supposed to listen to music. But I had a little timer, and I set my made it 40 minutes, a full night. Oh man, it was so boring. I was really uncomfortable. And I go to my teacher, and I'm like, so that's not for me. I don't think I'm going to keep going. To my teacher, and I'm like, so that's not for me. I don't think I'm going to keep going with it. And he's interrogating me about it. What happened? What did you do? And I was like, well, waste of time. It felt like I could have been meal prepping, and I could have been grocery shopping, and I could have been doing anything else. I could have seen a client. Like, I could have been doing anything else. And he was like, yeah, you could have. That's the possibility. Feeling that possibility is the point of the practice. Feeling stuck like you're on railroad tracks, like you have to go in a particular way. All that stuff pass by you will really help you like slough all that stuff off. So that's what I'm gonna do. The process takes. I'm not gonna do it for more than a few minutes. I'll talk to you through the process, and you can follow along if you want to. Oh. I'm just getting comfortable to start. That's step 1, is you find a comfortable position. And you find just noticing how my breath comes up. Not trying to change it. Noticing the rumbling in my tummy and a smile on my face. I love watching these trees. There's warmth in my chest. My hands and toes feel cold. The rest of me feels warm. I feel myself trusting the hammock to hold me up. Like being aware of the nylon and the aluminum and the relative properties of those items. And just kind of letting myself trust in the moment. Hmm. So I've cleared a space, and now I'm just getting a sense of what wants my attention. Hmm. It's calling me to my guts, kind of under where my hands are. There's a lot of space there, space between my hands and my back. Just feeling my stomach growl. I'm a little hungry. Hungry was a word that made everything sparkle and tingle all the way up my back and shoulders and my hands, on my legs to my feet, and I feel warm all over. I feel hungry. Now that I know that I feel hungry, I'm gonna get a sense of that. Asking, what's making me hungry? What am I hungry for? What about this city is hungry? It's feeling like hungry for connection. I felt a hum start, which reminds me of being around my family and being at church. Gatherings of all my friends and family, and just feeling close to everyone. I'm just letting myself know I really feel that. Mm. That was only a few minutes, but it really doesn't take very long to get a sense. Hmm. Hmm. So what I'm doing is just going back through each of the little sections on the this page to kind of just make what happened. So whenever I was turning towards the bodily sensations and clearing a space, for me, I was looking at the leaves, and that's where my gaze landed. Whenever I noticed what I felt without going into it and clearing some space, that's that's what I was doing in the first couple of pages of this. Whenever I was getting a felt sense, what came up when I cleared that space, I noticed that my attention went to where my hands were, and that I had already touched something that I wanted to be with. So the handle word that I found was hungry. I feel hungry, but I also know that hunger is like a drive. It's libido. It's not just about food. And then whenever I checked to see if that word hungry was right, it resonated. There was a body signal everywhere that let me know I was hungry. Whenever I asked what was in that sense, I got a lot of clarity about what I wanted, not what I was hungry for. And you can't argue with it. Like whatever comes up, there's no argument. There's no, I don't want that. You can't. You're asking yourself what you want, what's in it, and whatever comes up just kind of is the way that it is. There was tons of sensation throughout my whole body, and I used to feel really overwhelmed by that, but now I connect the sensation with memories. This is part here at the bottom where you like connect with sensation and imagery and memory. So the jittery feeling of like not just hungry, but like also being gathered around people and wanting the connection, which is why I'm sharing this here. Yeah. The shift is not always obvious. It's not something that you can necessarily like see for other people. There are like some schools of thought that they go along with the catharsis. There's people who are trained in the same kinds of things that I'm trained in, who are trained to say things like, keep going no matter what, push through, whatever you're feeling, keep going, just keep pushing until something happens, until you feel it all break, until you break through whatever boundaries or barriers you find. I don't find that helpful. That's it's not my jam, it's not what I do. These little shifts, that's all it is. There's a phase of life where I was looking for those big changes, and I thought something really serious needed to happen. You hear it a lot in leftist communities where they're like, the system is broken and we can't fix it. It's like, sure, okay, we gotta wait, revolution or whatever. I think it's already happening. I think the revolution is whatever you decide to do. Whenever they say that your new life will cost you your old one, it's not an automatic process. Sometimes it happens without your awareness, but this process that I'm going through gives me more awareness because I can stop things from happening more easily than I can allow them. It's just kind of a strategy that I learned as a kid. Stopping something from happening is easier than making something happen. If you think about like little kids trying to get what they want, begging for stuff sometimes works, but screaming no works more often. But at a certain point, if you scream no loud enough and often enough, the world just stops offering you things, and it will only offer you what you say yes to. So if you say yes to the struggle, then there's more struggle. And the world offers you what everyone's offering. Some of the things that we're struggling through are not what the world has offered us, but what other people have offered us. I'm probably going to pause there in the process for today just because it gets more complicated from there. But I'm going to keep going in this workbook, and I want to share it with you. So if you want to follow along with me, if you want to do this too, if there's a possibility you're trying to allow, just let me know. You can go to my website and get you a copy.